NFL Daily presented by Manscaped. If you have a question, use hashtag NFL. I'm Mitchell Renz, the man that needs to start using Manscaped. That's Harrison Graham. Go to manscaped.com/chat where you can save 20% off and get free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. Harrison, I've been told your balls, they'll thank you.
Yeah, I've been told that as well, so I might have to find out tonight by using Manscaped. Go take advantage of that deal. 20% off at manscaped.com/chat. Let's get into this Q&A, Mitch.
Let's go to Big Play Slay. Who do you see being the AFC and NFC players of the week? You want to take one?
Let's see. AFC. I'm looking at big-time matchups.
So AFC,
I'll say Lamar Jackson.
Dang it, that's what I was about to say.
Over the Browns there. I think they get a big win to kick things off. That's kind of high profile. How about Drew Brees? They beat the Bucs. Big week one for the Saints. I'll go a couple of MVP candidates.
I'm going to go with Dak. Give me Dak up against the Rams. I understand that they're going to go on the road. We've heard so much drama around Dak. That offense is still going to click. I'm not really worried about that.
Yep.
And here's another one. NFL loves storylines. Cam Newton up against the Dolphins. I think that game's actually going to be pretty high scoring. Dolphins-Patriots games, actually, for the most part, are normally pretty high scoring.
Fitzpatrick?
Fitz, hey, he threw for 320 yards and a touchdown the last time they played the Patriots, and the Dolphins won that football game. If you all want to give your opinion, throw it in the comments section. Patrick, you're next up here on NFL Daily. Make sure that y'all continue to use hashtag NFL. Can the Raiders get into the playoffs? Can they? Yes, Patrick. I don't know if you're subscribed to our channel for our Raiders content, youtube.com/RaidersReport. Can they get into the playoffs? Yes. It's not going to be an easy road, though. My projection for the Raiders, 8-8, 9-7.
Beauty of the NFL is going into every season, there's really only like 5 to 8 teams where you're like, oh, they got no chance. The Raiders are not one of those teams. Now, I think they're on the outside looking in, but I think they're in the mix for being one of those wild card teams out of the AFC. I think there's a chance they could make the playoffs.
Do the Bengals have a chance to go to the Super Bowl from Blake? Judging by your picture, I'm guessing you're a
Big
Bengals.
Joe Burrow guy.
Big Joe Burrow, dude. Do they have a chance? Sure.
No. Like, this is
every team has a chance.
Playoffs, yes. Super Bowl, no.
I mean, what happens if Joe Burrow is, I don't know, absolutely sensational? A.J. Green stays fully healthy.
Then that defense,
they have Joe Mixon.
That defense is still brutal.
The defense is not great, but the offense will be able to move. I've seen crazier things. The issue is also they're still the worst team in that division.
They're what you would call in the NBA a league pass team. Like, they're going to be entertaining to watch. You would be willing to spend some money to watch this team, but they're probably going to go like 6-10.
Okay.
That's kind of how I view Cincinnati this year.
So we're going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. Who's going to win Super Bowl 55? Apparently, the Bengals have no chance to do it whatsoever.
Not this year. No.
So who do you got? Who's going to win Super Bowl 55? You give your answer. I'll give mine.
I'm going to go Chiefs over Saints. I think the Chiefs repeat. They're the most complete team. Unless they suffer a major injury or two, I just, until I see something different early on in this season, until we start playing some games, which starts, this weekend, I'm going with Kansas City.
It's very, very hard to do it 2 years in a row, so I'm going to be a little bit different. I'm going to go Seahawks against the Ravens. Give me the Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson, Jamal Adams. We're going to be a little bit different here. I see Young says the Cowboys, some Eagles flowing in there. Sam Z is going to go with the Ravens. Matty Jackson says the Cowboys over the Chiefs. Also, for everyone watching right now, continue to use hashtag NFL. And if you want to get your questions on the show, I see some super chats. We can also get those on the show as well. Troy Daniels, do you think it's fair that some teams will be allowed to have fans versus teams that won't be able to? Honestly, I don't.
I think it's unfair.
I think it should be this way or that way. Either you have fans or you don't.
I don't like it. And Roger Goodell coming out and saying it's not a competitive disadvantage is just not true. Like, how can you say that some stadiums having 20,000 people in it versus stadiums that don't is an equal playing field? Yeah, it's just not.
But it doesn't surprise me that Roger Goodell would say anything
now,
like that.
What he should have said, if he wasn't a coward, is, look, if certain cities are allowing fans and their state guidelines are allowing it and they think it's safe enough, we're not going to say no because that's more revenue for the league and we're already losing a bunch of revenue this year. People would be like, well, that's kind of, weird for you to say, but at least it's honest because that's the truth. Like, they want as much money as possible, Mitch, because they're not going to make as much this year.
Super chat time. David, much love to you. How long before Kinlaw gets the respect of a double team? I think the bigger issue there is if you double up Kinlaw, you're leaving somebody else on the defensive line there for the 49ers that probably deserves more respect.
Yeah, how long is Nick Bosa in San Francisco?
I was just going to say, if you're going to double up somebody, you're going to double up Bosa, not Kinlaw. So.
Well, can we watch him play a game first, too?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what Javon Kinlaw can do.
Look, he's a good prospect, but bit of a developmental guy. Like, if you get 5 sacks in year one, I think you'd be thrilled with that. The reality is Bosa's going to get double-teamed, and it's going to be up to guys like Kinlaw to take advantage of one-on-ones.
What up, Omega S? Don't forget the Browns play the Ravens strong every year.
Try that name again.
What did I say?
Boombega?
Omega S.
That's not what you said.
Last year, game of the Browns blew the Ravens out. I'm a Packers fan, and we definitely beating the Vikings game 1. So I'm going to respectfully disagree. I'm going to go with the Vikings over the Packers.
I do remember that, by the way. It took the Ravens a couple of weeks to get going last year.
I mean, those AFC North games are always like that, though. They're always tough.
Divisional games in general just get weird.
Yeah, so Omega S, appreciate the super chat. Who do you think is going to win that division then? You can throw that in the comments. I'll give you a shout out.
AFC North or NFC North? Because you mentioned both.
How about both? Who do you think is going to win the AFC North?
Ravens and Vikings.
Okay, yeah, we agree again. We got to stop agreeing. All right, Omega S, appreciate the super chat, my man. Let's go to Sullivan Fish. When Tua start?
I know you've been doing our Dolphins coverage here at Chat Sports. Go check out our Dolphins channel, youtube.com/Dolphins News. I'll give my 2 cents, and then you can weigh in here. I'll set the over/under at like week 7. Okay. I don't think they're going to rush. Now, if you start 0-4, you're probably going to you don't want to tell your fan base you're not trying to win, so they'll probably make a move. But I don't think that'll happen. Fitzpatrick has shown he can keep you in games. Like, he can win some games, so they're not going to rush things, I don't think.
You're going to get 5 great games out of Fitz, but it's that one game where he throws for 5 picks that everyone in Miami is going to freak out and they're going to say put in Tua. Yep. So I'm also with you. I think it's going to be around that week 6, week 7 mark because the Dolphins do actually have a pretty tough schedule early on. So 6, 7, that's where I'm going to go. Do you have a significant other? Y for yes, N for no. I guess I would have to type my Y for yes. And you?
I'm married. I got the ring. I'm hitched. I'm good to go.
All right. Well, if anybody in the comments section is typing N for no, guess what? If you want to turn that N to a no to a Y for yes, go to manscaped.com/chat. 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. Studies show that 100% of women like a man that's shaved down below. Go to manscaped.com/chat to help yourself out. The Lawnmower 3.0 is the best tool to help you do that. There's a light on the end of it. You can kind of see up there. So when you're in those hard-to-reach areas, you can get rid of it. And,
You know how I know that statistic is true?
Oh, boy.
Because we said so. So go to manscaped.com/chat, get 20% off.
I read it on a Snapple
and
bottle
free
once.
shipping. Trust me, the ladies don't like it when it's like the Amazon down there. So you want to go to Manscaped.
It looks like Harrison's face. That's not what they're going for.
It's not what you're looking for, especially down below the belt. So go to manscaped.com/chat. Get that 20% off and free shipping.
I know Style Stunner. He definitely uses Manscaped.
Oh, no doubt.
Do you want to see the Chiefs versus 49ers in the Super Bowl rematch? No.
I wouldn't hate it, but I'd rather see something fresh.
I don't want to see the exact same thing.
I want the Saints in the Super Bowl. Can Breeze make one more run? I mean, they have had 3 of the most agonizing losses in the playoffs the last 3 years, that you will ever see. Like it's just brutal the way they have managed to lose games in the playoffs. I hope they get there out of the NFC this year, but it's only week 1, so we'll have to see how it plays out.
Make sure you guys continue to use hashtag NFL or Super Chat to get your questions on the show. It's Cam McBride. Is the Steelers offense underrated? I can say yes to this question because if Ben Roethlisberger is fully healthy, that makes Juju better. That also makes James Conner better. They still have a very solid offensive line. They have some other solid pieces there. Their sleeper wide receiver, I can only think of his last name. Deontay Johnson, also very solid. I'm going to say yes, it's an underrated offense, only if Big Ben can stay healthy.
But isn't that kind of known, though? Like, if Big Ben's healthy and he plays well, this is a top 10 offense. I don't know if that's a secret, right? Like,
I think a lot of people are disrespecting them right now.
Maybe people just remember how bad last year was with Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph, so they're hoping to turn it around this year.
It's Pyron. What's up, brother? Do you believe in the Pats with all the players who have opted out and all the free agents that they've lost?
I'm definitely not as high on the Pats, but
there's this guy named Bill Belichick.
But as long as Belichick's in there,
I can't count him out.
If Cam Newton's healthy and plays, at an above-average level, they're gonna at least be in games. They still have Stephon Gilmore. They've got some pieces on that defense. Julian Edelman's still productive.
Yep.
They may have to find different ways to win games this year. They may have to squeak out some 20-17 type of games. But I'm not going to count them out until, they're out because they're the Patriots.
They got Bill Belichick. If Cam Newton's healthy, yeah, also anything's possible. I don't know about you, Harrison. I'm super stoked that the NFL is back. And guess what? Yes. The NFL is back, and we've got you covered. Daily NFL videos, 100% free for the entire season. Plus, we go live every Monday and Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. Plus, if there's breaking news, we got you covered. So if you want to stay in the known, hit that big red button that says subscribe. And if you are already subbed, we appreciate that. We're getting close to 200,000 subscribers. So if you haven't, please hit that sub button. All right, we got a few more questions. Big play Slay. Who do you see having a drop-off for a quarterback this season? I say Dak Prescott. I hate him. He's too soft.
Real shocker coming from Big Play
Maybe
Slay.
From a statistical standpoint, you could say Dak comes down a little bit. I don't know if he throws for 4,900 yards again, but they definitely have a lot of offensive pieces to
kind of depends what time of team they are, right? Because a decent chunk of his yardage was they're getting blown out against teams like the Packers, the Bears, and stuff last year, and he ends up with 350 yards passing because they're throwing the ball the entire second half.
I mean, if you want a quarterback, honestly, from a number standpoint, Lamar Jackson is a supreme regress candidate.
Just because he was incredible.
Well, right? That's what I mean. I mean, over 1,200 rushing yards. I can see that number coming down. 36 touchdowns. So a pretty interesting stat. And in terms of completions to touchdowns, Lamar Jackson had a higher, it was like 9.7%. Which was higher than Patrick Mahomes when he threw for 55.
I do think his passing yards will go up, but
I
think
agree.
I think he could rush more for like 800 to 900 and then throw for closer to 4,000.
Okay.
I don't think he'll rush for 1,300.
Sullivan Fish, Browns record, I think 9-7. When I originally did my Browns projection, I had it flipped. I had them at 7-9.
I think they're right in like between 6 and 10, right? Like I think 10 is the ceiling probably, and 6 and 10 is the floor, so I'll say 8-8. I think that's close, Sullivan. 9-7 probably gets you in the playoffs this year with that third wild card spot. So I think you would be very, very pleased if that were to happen.